Good morning, students. Now I will explain second session of this chapter Vectorata model. In the first session, we have discussed the review of Bohr's theory by using Bohr's postulates. We have discussed how we can obtain an expression for energy, radius, velocity, and wave number of an electron revolving in stationary orbit. And to explain the values of Bohr's atom model, Sommerfeld modified Bohr's atom model. We have also discussed Sommerfeld's atom model. Now, in this second session, we will discuss vector atom model. Why vector atom model is proposed? Because, see, this vector atom model is an extension of Rutherford Bohr-Sommerfeld atom model. What is the necessity of proposing vector atom model? To explain the values of these models, that is Rutherford, Bohr model, Sommerfeld model, vector atom model was proposed to explain Zeeman effect. What is Zeeman effect? The splitting up of spectral lines in the presence of magnetic field, and Stark effect. These earlier models, they fail to explain Stark effect, that is splitting of spectral lines in the presence of electric field. Even relative intensities of spectral lines. What is the reason for different intensities of different spectral lines? And complex structure of atoms. These are the failures of the earlier models, that is Rutherford, Bohr, Sommerfeld atom model. Hence, vector atom model was introduced to explain all these factors. What are the essential features of vector atom model? There are two essential features of vector atom model, that is spatial quantization and concept of spinning electron. What is spatial quantization? The word itself indicates quantization of direction of electron orbit in space of an atom. Notice this point. Quantization of direction of electron orbit in space of an atom is called spatial quantization. That means an orbit in which electron is revolving, it cannot be oriented, it cannot be positioned in all directions. It has to be restricted in a particular position. That's why we are using that word quantization. This quantization of direction of electron orbit in space of an atom is called spatial quantization. That means electron orbit cannot be oriented in all directions. In vector atom model, which is based on quantum theory, the orbits are assumed to be quantized in both magnitude and direction. That means orbits are considered as vector quantities. The classical ideas, when we consider classical physics, according to classical ideas, it allows all possible positions of orbits in space. That means an orbit can be oriented in any position according to classical idea, but according to vector atom model, it has to be quantized. Quantum theory selects only a few which are conformable to quantum conditions. The introduction of spatial quantization makes the orbits vector quantities. Orbit vector quantities. That means orbits are vector quantities. To quantize spatially, we require a direction. How we can consider this direction? This direction can be obtained. It may be obtained by an external field, that is magnetic or electric field, and this external field does not disturb the orbits. The different quantized orientations with respect to the field direction are determined by the fact that projections of orbits on the field direction must themselves be quantized. That is why it is called vector atom model. That means orbits are quantized. Hmm. This idea of spatial quantization can explain Zeeman effect, that is splitting up of spectral lines in presence of magnetic field. And another essential feature of vector atom model is spinning electron hypothesis. This concept was introduced to explain the structure of fine structure of spectral lines. What do you mean by fine structure? Already we know that in Bohr's atom model, it fails to explain why there are more than one lines in hydrogen spectrum. For example, H alpha, Balmer series, H alpha, H beta, H gamma lines consists of two or three more closely packed lines. It does not explain the origin of these closely packed lines, that is called fine structure. Zeeman effect. Both normal and anomalous Zeeman effect can be explained by using the concept of spinning electron hypothesis. Already we have familiar that electron in an atom possess two angular momenta, one due to orbital motion and the other due to spin motion, just like our Earth. Planets, while revolving around Sun, they revolves as well as spins about their axis. Similarly, electron, while revolving around nucleus, it possesses orbital motion as well as spin motion. Total angular momentum of the atom was due to orbital motion and spin motion of the electron. According to quantum theory, the spin motion is also quantized. This is very important. See, even spin motion is also quantized. The corresponding quantum number is called spin quantum number. One more quantum number was introduced. It is called spin quantum number. Both orbital and spin motions are quantized vectors. Then we know that whenever a charged particle is in motion, it produces magnetic effect. Since electron being a charged particle, due to its rotation, it also gives rise to magnetic moment. Electron possesses two magnetic moments, one due to orbital motion and the other due to spin motion. That means magnetic moment of the atom is the sum of these two moments. These magnetic moments are also quantized vectors. These are the two essential features of vector atom model, that is special quantization and concept of spinning electron. By using these two concepts, we can explain the failures of earlier model, that is Zeeman effect, Stark effect, fine structure of spectral lines and relative intensity of spectral lines. Is it not? Now I will discuss the different quantum numbers associated with vector atom model. It may be asked for 5 marks or 8 marks. And explain briefly the quantum numbers associated with vector atom model. Now let us see what is principal quantum number. This is also a quantum number associated with the vector atom model. Principal quantum number determines the size of electron orbit and also energy of electron orbit. Keep it in your mind. Principal quantum number determines the size of electron orbit and also energy of electron orbit in its orbit. That is, it is the quantum number which determines the size of electron orbit, in which orbit electron is revolving, and what is the energy associated in that orbit. That is given by principal quantum number. N can take only non-zero integral values. N can never take 0. N can take 1, 2, 3, etc. and are denoted by the letters K, L, M, N, etc. That means number of electrons in this orbit is permitted to 2n square. For example, for n is equal to 1, n is equal to 1 is denoted by K shell. In K shell, it can have only 2 electrons. 2 into 1 square is 2. In L shell, that is n is equal to 2. 2 into 2 square, 2 square is 4. 4 into 2, 8. That means L shell can have only 8 electrons. Similarly, M shell. For M shell, n is equal to 3. 2 into 3 square, 3 square is 9, 9 twos are 18. That means M shell can have only 18 electrons. More than 18 electrons cannot be accommodated in M shell. And similarly, we can explain for other shells also. This is principal quantum number. We know that it is the quantum number which specifies the size and energy of electron. It can take only integral values and are denoted by K, L, M, N, etc. Now, the second one is orbital quantum number denoted by L. These quantum numbers define the shape of orbit occupied by the electron and the orbital angular momentum. See here, principal quantum number specifies the size and energy of electron, whereas orbital quantum number defines the shape of orbit occupied by electron and orbital angular momentum of the electron. For any given value of n, L can take integral values from 0 to n minus 1. Notice here, for any given value of n, L that is orbital quantum number can take only integral values from 0 to n minus 1, each of which refers to subshells. They are main shells, K, L, M, etc. They are all main shells, and orbital quantum number specifies subshells. For example, if n is equal to 3, we have considered n value as 3. Then, according to 0 to n minus 1, L can take 0 and 3 minus 1 is 2, that is 1 and 2. What are the values L can take for n is equal to 3? That is, for M shell, L can take, orbital quantum number can take 3 values 0, 1, 2 according to the relation 0 to n minus 1. L is equal to 0. This is a subshell. It is called s orbital. L is equal to 0 is called s orbital. L is equal to 1 p orbital. L is equal to 2 d orbital. L is equal to 3 f orbital and so on. See, this is orbital quantum number. Orbital quantum number L can take the values from 0 to n minus 1 for any given value of n. And orbital angular momentum of the electron, that is PL, is quantized and is given by L into h by 2 pi. This h by 2 pi is also called h cross. L into h cross. According to wave mechanics, this orbital angular momentum PL can be written as root of L into L plus 1 into h by 2 pi, or root of L into L plus 1 h cross. This is orbital quantum number. Another quantum number, spin quantum number. Already we know that electron in an orbit possess both orbital motion as well as spin motion. To specify the spin motion, this quantum number was introduced. This quantum number defines the spin motion of an electron and has a magnitude of half. This means spin quantum number can take only two values, either plus half or minus half. Spin angular momentum of an electron is quantized and is given by Ps is equal to S into h by 2 pi or S into h cross. According to wave mechanics, the spin quantum number can be written as root of S into S plus 1 h by 2 pi or root of S into S plus 1 h cross. This is spin quantum number. Spin quantum number can take only two values, plus half or minus half. Total angular quantum number denoted by J. It is the resultant of orbital and spin motion. See, already we have discussed orbital quantum number and spin quantum number. The resultant of orbital and spin motions are given by total angular quantum number J. It is given by L plus R minus S. L is orbital quantum number, S is spin quantum number. Why we have taken plus or minus? See, J is equal to L plus S when S is parallel to L. That means spin quantum number and orbital quantum number are in the same direction and parallel to each other. Whereas J is equal to L minus S when S is anti-parallel to L, that is opposite to L. They are in a opposite direction, then we have to take J is equal to L minus S. For example, when L is equal to 2 and S is equal to plus or minus half, J can take two values, that is 2 plus half and 2 minus half. 2 minus half gives 3 by 2, 2 plus half gives 5 by 2. L can take two values 5 by 2 and 3 by 2. The total angular momentum is also quantized and it is given by Pj is equal to J into h by 2 pi or J into h cross. According to wave mechanics, this Pj is given by root of J into J plus 1 h by 2 pi or root of J into J plus 1 h cross. This is total angular quantum number J, which is the resultant of both orbital and spin motion. Next one is magnetic orbital quantum number. See, these three quantum numbers are associated when an external magnetic field is applied. What is magnetic orbital quantum number denoted by ML? The electrons, even they possess N and L same, but they differ in their behavior when they are subjected to a magnetic field. They are differentiated by using another quantum number called magnetic quantum number. What is magnetic quantum number ML? It is the projection of orbital vector L on the external field direction. Notice here, magnetic orbital quantum number is nothing but the projection of orbital vector on the external field direction. Whenever an external magnetic field is applied to an atom, the orbital quantum number, the orbital vector L, it precesses around the external field direction. When it precesses, then the projection of that vector on the field direction is called or magnetic orbital quantum number ml. ml is an integer. For each value of L, ml can take 2L plus 1 values from minus L to plus L including 0. Don't, you should clarify this one. Magnetic orbital quantum number ml can take only 2L plus 1 values from minus L to plus L including 0. For example, for L is equal to 1, that is S orbital. L is equal to 1, that is P orbital. The permitted orientations. What are the orientations possible? 2L plus 1. If you substitute the value of L as 1, then 2 plus 1 is 3. Now what are the values ML can take? ML can take minus 1, 0, plus 1. See, minus L2 plus L including 0. That's why we have written minus 1, 0, plus 1. Hence, L can take only 3 directions and it cannot be inclined in any other angles. Only in these three positions it has to be inclined. This is called magnetic orbital quantum number. And magnetic spin quantum number ms. It is also similar to orbital quantum number, the projection of spin vector on the external field direction. What is magnetic spin quantum number? When an external magnetic field is applied, the spin vector precesses around the external field, then the projection of that vector on the external field is called magnetic spin quantum number. It can take 2s plus 1 values from minus s to plus s excluding 0. This is very important. In case of magnetic orbital quantum number, ml can take 12 plus 1 values from minus L to plus L including 0, but ms can take 2s plus 1 values from minus s to plus s excluding 0. For s is equal to half ms, if you substitute s value as half, then 2 to get cancelled, 1 plus 1 is 2. Therefore, ms can take only two values, plus half and minus half. When it is plus half and minus half, for the spin vector in the direction of magnetic field, when the applied field and spin vector they are in the same direction, then ms is plus half and when the applied field and spin vector are in the opposite direction, then ms is minus half. You should not be confused here. When ms magnetic spin quantum number can take plus half and minus half when both magnetic field and spin vector are in the same direction, then ms will take plus half, and when they are in opposite direction, ms will take minus half. And last one is magnetic total angular quantum number mj. It is the projection of, see, almost these three quantum numbers, they arises only when a magnetic field is applied. And the projection of total angular momentum vector J on the external field direction is called magnetic total angular quantum number Mj. It is the projection of total angular momentum vector J on the external field direction. It can take 2j plus 1 values from minus j to plus j excluding 0. See here 2j plus 1 values from minus j to plus j excluding 0. J can have only odd of integral values. Notice here j can take only odd of integral values. Hence mj can take only odd of integral values. For example, j for j value 3 by 2. How many values mj can take? If you substitute this 3 by 2 in the expression 2j plus 1, 3 by 2, 2 get cancelled. Then 3 plus 1, 4. Then mj can take 4 values. That is plus 3 by 2, plus half, minus 3 by 2. It can take only odd of integral values. You should not be confused. Mj can take only odd of integral values. For j is equal to 3 by 2, Mj can take 4 values according to the relation 2j plus 1. Therefore, what are the 4 values? Plus 3 by 2, plus 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2, minus 3 by 2. These are the different quantum numbers associated with vector atom model. Suppose I explain briefly the quantum numbers associated with vector atom model. If it is asked for 5 marks, then they will mention explain any 5 quantum numbers, or if it is asked for 8 marks, then you have to explain briefly all the 7 quantum numbers. Next, in the third session, I will discuss on the next topic, that is coupling schemes. Okay.